Alright, what's up guys? Those of you who already know how to make a wall ride, no purpose of you even really watching this, but this is kind of a technique I thought I would try out, and it seems to work okay. Let's get that laid down, and props that I was using was that inflatable air gate and something with a little bit of, I was trying it with this. And let's get it as far away as possible. Right here should be fine. I need a line to reference the straightness of this. It's not quite 60, more like 60.45. Okay, go ahead and flip that over. Get it at 90 degree. What I liked about this prop is that it had the 4 different colors on there for you to kind of work with. And it was also easier for me to find my exact center, the green and the red. Put that down, and what I used was 230 player start grids for the distance. Should be fine right there. Doesn't look straight. Try this and we'll snap one on. Yeah. Alright, and sandbag. Oh shit. There we go. Sandbag should be fine. Or cement bag. Alright. I feel like I'm rushing this and it's going to not work out quite the way I want it, but we will see in just a moment. And anybody who's just starting out, of course, you always save your primary base prop first. This one second, third. Oh, how many stunt grids did I have? 3, that's too far. No, I had 3. Oh, these aren't even 30s either, they're 16s. My bad. The 30s. Yeah. Be right in the middle. It's not good in there. snap that on. Okay, back to the cement bags. Yeah. Cement bag first. Get your track. Get your other track. Get your wall ride. And deselect this track because you don't need that one. And you are good to go. Save template. And I want to work a little higher off the ground. There's a couple different places you can work with. A lot of people like to use the top of the airport cafeteria. But for this one, I haven't quite tried this one. I'm sure it'll work just fine right here as well. And get completely vertical, straight up and down on your base prop. Place it. Why did that move? Don't know. Okay, I'm not going to fuck with that spot for this particular prop. So the other thing that I was using for this was just a raised stunt track, smallest one, short. Place that down so I can work on that. And go back to the templates. This doesn't need to be straight on this, but I just like to start off so that I know that I'm going to have a quarter wall. Place, delete, and it's cool because you can use the stars or the lines as a reference point of how far you want to turn. Now I first did it like, try to put the lines match about here. Do about 2 or 3, and then you go back and you realize that they're kind of too far apart, even though it doesn't look like it would be, but you go with that, and then you go and take a look at your wall. That's actually not too bad right there. And for the most part, it looks like it's gonna be pretty smooth. Now, the last time I was making this, I wasn't getting the orange bit in there. I was just doing green and red. And it was coming out a little bit smoother. See, it's not too bad. It's barely bumpy at all. Bumpy, not bricky. Get rid of these. If I had them closer, let's see, I'll go with the stars being right. I'll go with the stars for now. Right now I'm using the white star on the right hand side and the 2 little pieces coming off the point of the star, and that's my reference right now. Or you can use the starting grid line itself. You can see the the white line on the grid. There's lots of reference points on this particular prop, which is pretty cool. And just keep doing this over and over. It's about, I think, 30 props or so. It's not too bad to get a quarter wall. And you can do this same technique if you're using land props, if you're using doing a single barge. The same exact distance that I used 230 player start grids, I used exactly 12 barges for the distance. Same prop, primary prop would be, you know, the cement bag or whatever you're comfortable with using. It's really doesn't matter. Now, there's a few little lines right there that look a little bit off, and they look just about right from here, but just a little tiny bit off will make a huge difference when you get to your wall ride, and you'll start to see the orange part pop back out. Can't see the lines anymore, so now I have to reference the white stars again. Okay, well that right there makes a quarter wall. We'll go take a look at what the wall looks like at this point. Now I'm sure this is not the preferred method for a lot of professional, you know, racers who continue creators that build walls, but I found this to be effective. Okay, so I am using the orange. All four colors are there. The orange is a little smaller in places, as you can see, like that one right there. Now, of course, when you're riding across this wall, you're not going to notice that, but for any creator, it's probably irritating to see that it's not perfect. But it is not going to brick you, and it's not bumpy. That right there makes a good template for a pretty long, drawn-out wall. Of course, you can go as far as you want. And as you see, it's 65 props, but I have other shit down on the ground right now, so that can easily be removed. Find that sandbag. There it is. So those don't count, and you can easily just remove all of this garbage. And this prop isn't needed anymore as well. And that's 30 props. So you can go ahead and do, you know, 2 pieces, whatever, make a switch. You run 62 props at that, and you still have, you know, 88 props left. Make a double spot, whatever. Point is, this is how I figured out how to make a wall ride. I typically don't ask people how to build something. I try to figure out myself, or I watch other creators stream and take little bits of information. But this one I've just used on my own. I know that if you take that starting grids and you use your primary prop and your wall ride prop and you space them correctly on particular streets, you can actually enter the wall ride off of one street and land on another street, maybe 2, 3 streets over. So it's kind of like a measuring guide is what those are, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to get into it a little bit more as I continue to create, but I thought this might be helpful for anybody who's making a wall and the wall's a little bit bumpy. This seems to be a good template technique. Once again, like I said, people will make them with when you're making single barges. I mean, you can go back even further as well. That was only 30 player. I haven't seen what a 90 player separation would look like with those start grids. I would imagine that the finest little detail in space will make a huge difference because you're so far away. But it just comes down to playing around with it and looking at your lines. And so, and I preferred using that start grid because you're so far away from the actual wall ride prop that you can't see where you're connecting. So you're going to need some sort of other point of reference, and that's why I was using that. But that's pretty much it for building something like this, at least my style for now. If I find another technique, then I'll go ahead and stop and use it. But thanks for joining. Hope this helps anybody, any new creators out there that trying to figure out how to template something like that. And I will see you guys next time.